Hello, my name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold, and I'm doing that to try to encourage you to take some time out for yourself, to relax, to get completely focused, forget about everything else, take a break for your mind. Think of it as a little workout, and I'm trying to find something that's relevant each time as well, that I'm really excited about, and I'm really excited about this one actually. A huge thank you, merci, to Viviane Berty, who's an origamist in France, and I came across her work and I thought it was really beautiful and fantastic. So this one is a shield bug, and I'm thinking that's really quite appropriate because of course many of us are trying to shield at the moment. We're trying to protect ourselves and protect others. So these beautiful beetles protect themselves, and so they look as though they have a shield on their back. They also produce a chemical which kind of lets others know, don't come close, don't eat me. So I thought it could be quite fun. We could create our own little shield bugs, maybe how we feel at the moment. A little bit of keep away, but also let's be colourful and interesting. So I hope you'll enjoy this. All of these films are dedicated to my colleagues at UCLH, a hospital in London, and I'm encouraging staff to spend time on their own self-care during this time, and patience. But this is for everybody. We're all finding it hard, aren't we, not to be as close to each other as we normally would be. So I hope this can be some support for you. I'm also doing live folds every Wednesday at 2 UK time. So here we go. I'm going to bring the computer round, and I reckon if you've got any pencils or pens, it might be a good idea. I reckon this one's a really colourful one. Insects are so beautiful, and shield bugs can be particularly dramatic. So let me get some paper, so if you get something to be comfortable on for folding. That's right, you don't need special things for origami. So I'm going to direct this down. So this is quite a new design. This is very exciting. So I reckon maybe if we make a square from half a sheet of paper. So if we fold it in half, if you've got origami paper, if it's two-sided, you might find it good. But I'm going to show you actually how you can add a bit of colour yourself as well. So I just take my time, and can you see I really lined it up. I took that time and care, and it's very relaxing, I think, when you just give yourself that time to do something well. You know what you're doing. Everyone has access to paper. So I'm going to give it a little tiny nick there. If you've done a good sharp fold, it should rip. And I'm doing this to show you don't need special materials. You don't even need scissors for this. So we're going to make a square. So if we take a corner, line it up. Again, take your time. And Viviane's done lots of beautiful animals. I will share a link to her work. I really recommend having a look. It's really inspired me. And she's been very supportive of the idea of offering origami in this time, particularly for people in hospitals. So again, I've lined it up. It looks a bit like a Robin Hood's hat, and we're gonna then get rid of this rectangle. So again, you can just nip the edge there. So I'm imagining you're sitting opposite me. We're working a little table. That's right. So we've got a nice triangle now. Now I recommend that you could do a little bit of colouring actually. So I think I'm going to do, for the underneath of my beetle, I'm going to maybe use some black, just so it's a little bit of a contrast. So maybe you could just add a little bit of colour. And actually, you don't need to do it all. You could just do the centre of it, because this will be the underneath, the belly of the insect. That's right. And you could do whatever you want. Do something different. Why not? Right, I'm going to do the outside, which will be the outside of the beetle. You see, I've used all sorts of gorgeous bright colours. So I wonder too, you could even write about keeping safe as well. Keep safe. So you could write messages, you could see how they change. Sorry, I can't write upside down. Maybe you could do patterns. Add a bit of colour. Why not? wear a mask. I'm going to write lots of things on there. So it's always interesting, I think, to see how these things change when you fold it up. Right, maybe just one last little bit. I won't add too much colour because you might find it difficult otherwise to see what I'm doing. There we go. So I've just added a little bit there. So next, if we turn it so we've got the kind of belly underneath here, and if we fold it in half, so we're going to fold it in half, like so. That's it. Again, take your time. We're just lining it all up. I think the enjoyment is about taking your time. So my 3 rules for origami, if you've done any with me before, you'll have heard these. But the first one is to start well. If you start well, continues well. Stop badly, it gets worse. So it's about doing it properly. And my second rule is to give good, strong lines. The folds are really important. And my third rule is also when you're making those strong lines, you're letting out a little bit of tension too. My third rule is to remember to have fun. That's the bit that you can sometimes forget. Right, next we're going to do like a line there. So to do that, we're going to, there we go, fold it over. Do you see? So we're doing a line there. So if we're just lining up these 2 areas. Now we're not going to do it all the way along. So I'm just doing it maybe up to about that point. There we go. So can you see I've done a line there, but I've not done it all the way along, and I'm going to do the same here. So lining this and this up. But very kind of Viviane to let me share her design. So this will be something quite different. Lots of the others I've been doing have been traditional, have been shared quite a lot by people. I always try and thank everybody. Where possible, contact the creators. It's important. It's their creation, and it's thanks to them sharing that this is possible. I'm next going to do a line that goes from sort of there to there. So it will join up as a triangle. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it down. And I'm just trying to join up this and this. So I'm doing a little triangle. Can you see? So it ends up being a little triangle. So again here, I'm going to fold it down. And again, I'm doing it just up to that point. Do you see? So it's made a nice little triangle. So our next step is to squeeze. You can squeeze this and push it up. And push it up so it lines up here. Can you see? And you'll find it's already beginning to look like the antennae of a beetle. There we go. So it was, I squeezed this and I pushed it up and I lined it all up there. And that's that one. Now I'm just going to move this down out of the way. So I'm going to push that down like so. And we're going to do the same here. It's very satisfying, this step, I think. So squeezing this and then pushing it up so that it lines up here. Can you see? There we go. So it's already forming the nice shape there, and I'm going to push that up. So there we go. It's already looking like a shield bug, isn't it? So if we turn it to the back, underneath here, I have ended up keeping this together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and push it down. And then I'm going to keep it there. So there's just a little bit held back around the middle there, around the middle line. Can you see? So it was like that, and then I folded it forward and then brought it back out. So it's kind of holding it together. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to fold this forward and then bringing this back out. And if you can, having this a little bit over the midway line, So there we go. Now inside here, there's a little pocket. And what you may be able to do, don't worry if you're finding it difficult, it doesn't matter if you're not finding that you can't do it. You may be able to tuck that into the pocket. Let's see if it's possible. I find this a little bit tricky. Can you see I'm trying to pop it in, and it might just hold, it might just not. Don't worry either way. It's quite neat if you can. There we go. So it's kind of staying. It'll be good enough. There we go. So our next step, we actually haven't got much more to do. You could just do it so you're definitely happy with it all. Can you see? Next we're going to do a line up here. And we really are very close to finishing. There's not too many steps, are there, for this? So we're going to fold it down. Whoops, little head. Looks like it's bowing now. So bow the little insect's head down. Well, it's a bug actually. There we go. And then we're going to do another line below. So it's like a little tuck. So it's gone in there, and we need to make the next one so it sticks up. Like so. Right, you also need to, at the same time, it'll be a bit thick by this point. You need to make sure that it's all in line as well, that it's all balanced. Do you see? And that's it. That is your shield bug. I hope that's worked for you. Ah, no, there's one more point I almost forgot there. But to make the antennae look a little bit better, you can squeeze them in so that it will fold in the middle. So to do that, I am, again, it'll be a bit thick by this point, squeezing the sides in. Can you see? I squeeze that so it's become narrower, and it's the same over here. I just think this is a brilliant design, and actually if you wanted to, if you had the different coloured paper, you could have cut that initial triangle so it's not just the square, but we've used double quality, which I think actually makes it a bit thicker. So there we go. I've got a bit of writing on the back there. This is our shield bug. I hope you found that a fun fold. I've ended up actually doing lots of different colourful ones and then laying them out. It looks really nice. I thought too actually that you could make cards. This would be quite a nice one to stick on a card, and I'm sure you could say something about shielding, being a shield bug these days. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'd love to see your colourful bugs that you make. And again, a big thank you to Viviane. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you very much.